You would have me spread my forces across the realm to search for nightmares you dredged up from a bottle?
It's not!
Or should I say, the whispers of eastern vipers tickling your ears?
But Mother!
Enough! Then next you come before me to vomit up your counsel. Make sure it doesn't stink of treason.
That was quite the spectacle. Audiences for the day have concluded. Please remove yourself from the throne room.
Damn the man. He wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. Mother always knew how to talk to him. Me, not so much. Mother had a way with Father, but she could be just as stubborn. If she wanted something done and he wouldn't oblige, she'd do it herself. Time to take her lessons to heart, I guess. If my father won't take a stand, then I suppose it's up to me. Our kingdom consists of 3 holds. Halfingar, Hjalmarch, and Karthald. I need to warn them. The Jarls might listen, even if my father won't. I'm the daughter of the High King, after all. Time to start acting like one. Will you come with me? We should visit Jarl Reddharn of Hjalmarch first. If we can convince him of the threat, at least his hold can take steps to protect itself. We'll find him in his hall in Morthal. I'll leave word for Lyris with Mog, so she'll know where to find us. Honestly, I don't know. But Jarl Reddharn tempers his warrior nature with a kindness not often seen in people of his stature. Besides, he's always had a soft spot for me ever since his daughter and I played together at moots and other gatherings. I remember a time when we were all happy together. Him and Mother and I. Seems like a long time ago. At some point, he became more and more involved with the trappings of power. He was more interested in being the High King than my father. I tried, but interaction with my father made it difficult. She wanted us to be a family. But the High King wanted a queen and a princess. Eventually, he stopped ordering me to attend royal functions. It was my one victory in our relationship.
Lucky Mog passed along your message. I would have hated to miss all this mud.
Keep your weapons sharp and close. Why does the Princess of Solitude grace my humble hall with her royal presence? Are you here on behalf of the High King?
I've come to warn you, Jarl Reddharn.
Warn me? I already received orders from your father. What more is there to say?
Orders? Right. But you need to prepare the hold's defenses.
And what must we defend ourselves against this time? More urns and fetishes?
Please, Jarl Reddharn, let my friend explain. The threat to our holds is worse than you can imagine. Well, that didn't go too badly. Tell the Jarl what we're facing. Hopefully, he's willing to listen.
Go ahead and explain the situation to the Jarl. I'll stand back here and try to look friendly.
Haven't seen the Princess of Solitude in a while. Funny, from what I've heard recently. I expected someone a little more drunk. Oh, no disrespect intended, but her reputation precedes her, and that's all I'll say about that matter. Now, if you're going to speak to the Jarl, you better get to it. He's not as patient as the High King.
You're not the subject of this realm, and that woman with you. She's the giantess of the East. The High King warned us to beware of packed spies. If Princess Svana trusts you, however, you have my ear. Tell me about this threat. We're not Daedra worshippers. Our blood's hot enough to boil a blizzard. we've got more pressing concerns than some northern squall. We received Svargrim's orders, promptly ignored them, and immediately ran afoul of a gaggle of reachmen. The High King sent a royal decree, said to leave any strange objects or fetishes we spotted around the hold alone. They were dangerous, he said. Just so happens we found a few. I had my soldiers destroy them. That's when we encountered the reachmen. The barbarians reacted poorly when we destroyed the strange witch sticks. We beat them back and chased them into the nearby barrow. But that was the last I heard from my soldiers. Since you dealt with this before, would you investigate the barrow? If I were a few years younger and had more soldiers to spare, I'd march east to the Morthal Barrow and deal with the sorceress nonsense myself. But I'm not, I don't, and I have other responsibilities. Take this key. It will get you into the barrow. They were tall, ugly things, covered in strange runes, fetishes, and a poultice that smelled like rotting fungus. They had been set up around the town. My soldiers assumed they'd find one at the barrow, but instead they sent word of the reachmen. Really? Last I heard, the princess was more interested in... No, I won't indulge in idle gossip. Svana carries herself well. Not with the grace of her mother, but she has the swagger of a warrior. I wish I could say the same about my daughter. She was taken from us 5 years ago. If I had pushed her harder, she might have had the strength to survive. Daughters are a father's greatest weakness. Enough troubles of the past. We have the present to concern ourselves with.
I knew the Jarl would be reasonable, and it was good to hear my father has finally taken action. If he sent orders about the Witch Pikes, he at least heard some of what I said. Go check on the barrow. I need to tell the Jarl about my mother.
A number of good soldiers had disappeared at the barrow. Find out what happened to them and you will have done a great service for our hold.
If I were a few years younger...
You know what I hate about Nord Barrows? Draugr. Let's make this quick. The servants of the ancient dragon priests, awakened from death by magic or a curse or some such. They're known to haunt barrows and sometimes appear in the halls of the dead. They're tougher and smarter than typical zombies, so be on your guard. See that mound? That's the barrow. The entrance will be down below.
Keep back! The barrow is unsafe.
Jarl Reddharn sent us. What happened here?
Reachmen. Let's talk if you want details. You, sir! The barrow is off limits. We are here to make sure nothing gets in or out, and will do so by any means necessary. I did not want to spare the soldiers I'd left to send a message. We destroyed a number of strange sticks set up on the outskirts of town. Then we reached the barrow. We spotted a few reach barbarians. I sent word and we charged after them. A storm appeared in the barrow, if you can believe such a thing. It was foul magic, almost certainly. Soldiers began changing around me, dying or falling into a stupor. Some turned into monsters, and then the Draugr clawed out of their graves. We never made it that far inside, and when the storm hit, it was all I could do to get out and seal the door behind us. If the Jarl sent you, and you're intent on entering the barrow, I won't stop you. But if you emerge as a monster...
those bodies. They're the Jarl's soldiers.
A meager harvest. This grey reliquary must be moved to more fruitful fields. Protect the Witch Pike. Do not let them destroy it.
That's done. Let's tell the Jarl what happened here. Never have to enter another barrow, it will be too soon. No sign of that witch or the reliquary she ran off with. We should get back to the Jarl's Hall. We saw the last stand of what could have been a much larger attack on Morthal. The Witch Pike in the barrow was the only one that wasn't destroyed before they performed the ritual. Soldiers were caught in the Harrowstorm, but the town was spared. That's what happened in Kilcreath after the storm hit. I'm more curious about the witch, though. Why was that grey reliquary important enough for her to grab it and run off as soon as she spotted us? Come on, let's go talk to Jarl Reddharn.
And then Mog threw up, all over this Sword Thane's boots.
Ha! This orc friend of yours sounds... Ah, your companion's return. Well, friend of Svana, are you as good as your word? Tell me what you discovered at the Morthal Barrow. A Harrowstorm, like the thing the princess was telling me about? The thing that destroyed Kilcreath? Gods! A pox on the Reach and its barbarian horde! What else? What about the Reachman in the barrow? Disappointing, but not unexpected. Reach witches are a tricky lot. Still, you have my thanks. In the meantime, Hjalmar shall prepare for war. We may not have a defense against the Harrowstorms, but we can be ready to attack once we have a target.
You and the she-giant, you did a good thing for the people of Morthal. Thank you.
Thank you for dealing with that trouble in the Barrow. Morthal appreciates your service.
With you and Lyris' help, we've gained the trust of Jarl Reddharn. My father respects the Jarl. That will go a long way in convincing the High King to take the Coven's threat seriously. Now we need to do the same thing at Karthald. Jarl Ulfwen rules the hold, which was established to provide a defensible border against the Reach. If any of the Western holds can deal with this threat, it's Karthald. But first, I have one more thing to discuss with Jarl Reddharn. Jarl Reddharn, prepare your forces as you say. But we need you in Solitude.
Solitude? I have troubles here in Hjalmarch. Why should I leave when my hold needs me?
High King Svargrim won't listen to us, but he might listen to you.
Get up, Princess. If you think it will help, I'll talk to your father.
Lyris, please escort the Jarl to Solitude.
Of course. What about you?
We need to warn Jarl Ulfwen, so we're going to Karthald. I want to discuss a few details with the Jarl before he heads to Solitude. I'll meet you near Karthwatch, the major settlement in Karthald. There's an inn southeast of town, the Eversnow. Let's meet there. Damn! The Coven's moving faster than I expected. We still need to go there, assess the damage, talk to Jarl Ulfwen or whoever's left that's still in charge. I need at least one more Jarl to talk to my father, like a moot. He's always enjoyed moots.